Today feels like Christmas and my birthday all in one because I got to speak to Peter Facinelli, aka Dr. Carlisle Cullen from Twilight. Not only is he an amazing actor, he's also a director, a producer, and he writes screenplays. And did you also know that he can hypnotize you? Not with his amazing abs, but he literally took a hypnotherapy course and he worked his magic on me. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. Hello world, it's Flex and welcome to Build Series Sydney. Today is a special day. I've been itching to interview this guest for a minute now and the time has come. Please welcome actor, producer, director, and like one-time vampire, Peter Facinelli. Welcome to Build.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here in Australia. I get to travel through time and space to come here to Australia to see you guys.
Literally, no passport required, no visa. You're here, right in the thick of it.
No masks either, which is kind of
no mask. I love that for us. I think it's the greatest thing that it's 10:34 where I am. It's about 5:34 where you are. We're on opposite sides of the same spectrum. And I just want to get more context what life is like for you. I mean, the last couple of months, I've discovered that I'm okay at gardening, so that's fun. But what about on your end? What's new in Peter's world?
Oh, wow. What have I been doing in quarantine? What haven't I been doing in quarantine? A little bit of everything. I got my trusty guitar actually right here that I play.
Can you sing as well?
No, I can't sing. If I started singing, I think everybody would stop being a fan of mine. But I like to mess around. I like to mess around a little bit with the guitar.
I love that 30 seconds into this conversation, I've got a show, I've got a good conversation, we've got great energy. You are the gift that keeps on giving. What else you got for me? I'm excited.
I took a hypnosis course. I was really interested in like the subconscious mind. So I took this, like, it was a proper course. Like I got my certificate in hypnosis. So actually I could hypnotize you right now, or at least hypnotize the audience to see my new movie, The Vanished, when it comes out to Australia. But seriously, I had a really good time doing that. It was very informative.
Could you take us more into what hypnotherapy or hypnosis is? Because I've actually been hypnotized and it's far different from the David Blaine magician of the world type energy. Give us a little lowdown.
Well, to be honest, I mean, not to get too into like conspiracy, but you're actually being hypnotized all the time. Whenever you're on social media, your mind goes into an alpha state. And that's why I always end up buying stuff in the middle of the night, or like you see this ad. Like literally, I used to buy stuff in the middle of the night, like Ginsu 2 knives and like those crazy, the 7-minute ab workout, 6-minute ab workout, and then sometimes I would actually forget that I bought it and I would rebuy it again. I knew I had a problem one night when it was the middle of the night. And I was like, I'd like to buy the Shirley Temple collection, the DVD set. And I thought I like took the curve, but I had daughters, so I was like literally buying it for them. I was like, why am I buying the Shirley Temple collection at 2 a.m. in the morning? But that's what happens is your mind goes into like an alpha state, and then they suggest things to you. And now with the way Facebook works and Instagram, they know exactly what you like, so they start gearing ads towards you, and your mind's already, I mean, if you imagine like when you're scrolling through those things, you're like a zombie. You're just like doing this all the time, and it's literally puts you in an alpha state. So when you're in an alpha state, you're highly suggestible.
Yeah, it's a state of heightened persuasion.
Yeah, I could actually do like something with you right now to help shift your mood.
Yes, please.
And your viewers too, actually. So like if we have 3 minutes, it'll take like 3 minutes.
Of course. We've got 45, whatever you need.
Oh, great. I'll put you under full hypnosis. It'll be the best night ever. No, but I'll do like a 3-minute thing. All right, so I want you to sit comfortably, okay? And I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And hold your breath and let it out. Now what I want you to do is just breathe a little deeper than you would normally breathe. Just like in for 5 count, out for 5 count. Yeah, nice and relaxed. In, out, And now what I'd like you to do is just focus your attention on your heart or chest area. And I want you to imagine a white light that's glowing around your heart as you breathe, nice and deep. And with each breath, the bright light gets brighter and brighter. And now I want you to imagine a time in your life where you had a sense of gratitude for something or someone or someplace. It could be being on a beach, watching a sunset, or maybe just sitting with a loved one, or maybe just being with a pet that you enjoy. As you're breathing and thinking of those thoughts, I want you to really concentrate on the feeling that it brings up and radiate in that feeling. Now I want you to take that feeling and just double it. And as that feeling starts to radiate some more, I want you to double it again. Allow that feeling to radiate from you through the room. And now in a moment, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. And didn't that feel good?
Do you know what I was thinking about? My car broke down the other day, and of course I should have called roadside assistance, but I didn't. I called my mum instead. And of course she's no mechanic, but just the fact that she was open and willing and patient, and I was like crying. She's like, it's all good, it's fine. And she just has so much time for me at all times. She makes me feel so vulnerable and strong. And I was like, ugh, I want to be that for somebody else. Somebody's rock. Ugh, I love it.
And didn't you feel that wonderful feeling inside of you? Now, if you have a moment in your life where you feel stressed or anxious, you can do this exercise, and within 3 minutes, you'll shift your mood. And I could tell when you were doing it, you had a beautiful smile on your face and you were really enjoying it. So I hope that you guys at home did it with me. If not, rewind it and do the exercise, and it'll help you guys.
It's nice to be really accountable for how you feel. But so, yeah, I mean, hypnotherapy is not gardening, and that's really amazing. What you've also done is that you've directed your second film, The Vanished. Not only did you direct it, but you also acted in the movie as well. A lot going on. Can you tell me more about that whole experience for you?
Yeah, it was such a fun experience. I mean, well, it was chaotic and crazy as any independent film is, but what was beautiful with it is like, whenever there was chaos, I enjoy it so much. It really becomes about problem solving. So like there are days where it's just, you feel like you're in the trenches, but when you're making something that you're passionate about, every night you go to sleep and you feel good about the day's work, and then you got the next day's work. I give a lot of credit to actors that can actually direct themselves in the lead role. I'm not quite there yet, because I gave myself a smaller role thinking, oh, this will be fun. But then on the days I had to act as well, I had like my shots in my mind, and like the camera's on me, and I'm thinking, am I in frame? And then I'm thinking, oh, I have a line right now. And, so it's very difficult to multitask all of that at the same time. But I had the wonderful Anne Heche and Thomas Jane, and Jason Patrick was in it. And they did such a fantastic job. It's a thriller that I wrote as well. So it's about two parents who go to this RV park, and their daughter goes missing. So they go on this beautiful vacation in the woods, and within 15 minutes of the film, their daughter goes missing. And the rest of the movie, it becomes like a whodunit, like a who took the kid. So it's kind of fun for an audience member to kind of crack the case. I didn't want it to be super depressing or it gets heavy, but it's not one of those full dramas that all of a sudden leaves you feeling like, why did I spend the money on that? Instead, it's more of like it's like a thriller that allows you to like help solve the case along with the parents.
And is it based on a true story? Are your daughters okay?
Yeah, they're okay, but it's semi-based on inspired by a true story, because I went to this RV park. I used to own an RV. You guys have RVs in Australia, right? An RV, like what do they call them in Australia? Do they call them RVs or
camper vans?
Camper vans or camper those So I went to one of those campgrounds, and we pulled up. My daughter was 5 at the time, and I said, and I went to go pay the guy at the front desk, and I heard some gunshots, and I said, well, what is that? And he said, oh, don't worry, there's a prison down the road, they do tests, you know, 2 or 3 gunshots is normal. Anything more, come running to the front desk. So I couldn't sleep all night because I kept thinking, well, what if there was a convict on the loose, and what would happen if my daughter went missing? And, you know, all these questions kind of came up, and I started thinking, well, it would be looking for like a needle in a haystack here, and who would help me find her, and how would I find her? So all these questions kind of led towards this film. And I hope I answer them for myself and for the audience, what would happen. Because I thought it would really take a toll on the marriage of the couple too, and how they would they team up, or would they kind of blame each other? And so for me, it was really more about the marriage and how the marriage stays together, and how they team up or not to find their daughter.
Absolutely. And do you plan to spend any more time behind the camera, or are you finding that in front of the camera works for you best?
You know, I like both, to be honest. They're just two. I mean, for me, I don't think I'll ever hang up my hat as an actor. I love acting, but it's a different form of storytelling, because as an actor, I mean, actors get a lot of credit for the film, but they're really just exploring one character in the film. And as a director, it's really the director's medium, because the director gets to tell the story. Every frame that I shot, I designed the shots for, and every outfit I picked out, and every color I picked out, and all the music I had to pick out. And so when you're the director, it's like, if the movie works, it's on you, and if it fails, it's on you. So if you don't like the movie, you can throw eggs here. Don't throw eggs at the actors, because I'm responsible for them, you know. So it's a lot of responsibility, but at the same time, it's very rewarding. There's a little bit more control when you're telling that story than giving your performance over to a director when you're acting. But at the same time, I still love the acting. It's like there's a part of me that just loves becoming other people and exploring other lives. And so my first film that I directed, I didn't act in, I just directed. And so I thought, well, everybody looks like they're having so much fun over there. I'll put myself in the next one. And then I did, and I was like, wow, this was a lot of work. But I'd like to still continue to be in them and grow, and maybe one day be able to direct myself in the leads. Although I love collaborating too, so I don't really feel the need to do everything, you know. But I really enjoyed working with Tom and Ann and Jason Patrick.
Are you writing anything else at the moment?
I have a film that I've written that I'm looking for financing right now, so that would be the one that I would do next year, and I have some producers on it. So I'd love to be able to do that one next year. It's a completely different film. It's kind of in the vein of Scarface. It's like an epic gangster movie. So it's a lot of fun.
That's going to be so cool. Well, hey, before, when I was researching for this amazing interview, I was scrolling through your Instagram and happened to be stopped in my tracks by some amazing black and white images. I was looking respectfully, but when I read the caption, I realized that it wasn't just a beautiful picture, but it was to raise awareness, for prostate cancer. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yes. Well, I lost 30 pounds being in quarantine, mainly just from eating and having the time to exercise and work out. And then I also gained some weight for the role that I just did in November. So like I gained like 15, 20 pounds for that role. And then the holidays came around, and then, you know, it sneaks up on you. You start eating, and then January happens, and you're like, oh, it's funny how weight starts to creep up on you, and you're like, oh, well, I should get to the gym. And then quarantine happened, and I had no excuse. So I read this quote that said, if you come out of quarantine the same as you went in, then you didn't lack time, you lacked discipline. And I really thought that really resonated with me. Like, I thought there's no excuse for me right now, so I have to get in shape, and I have to focus on myself. And so I lost 30 pounds, and I didn't have any gym equipment. So I ended up trying to get some, and everybody had gone out and bought gym equipment, and I didn't want to ship huge weights across the country. And so I ended up just literally making stuff up. So I took chairs and did dips, and I bought these those gymnastic rings, and I tied them to a tree, and I was doing like gymnastics stuff. I had a chin-up bar in a doorway, and it was like the poor man's workout, but it worked. So
very resourceful.
Very resourceful. Whatever I could get my hands on, I was lifting. But I lost all this weight, and I got in shape, and then at the same time, I guess the universe was working with me, because this campaign came along to spread awareness for prostate cancer. And September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. And my
Yeah.
dad had prostate cancer, and my uncle had prostate cancer. So it's a topic that's very important to me. And we were trying to figure out, well, how do we get the word out? It's such a vulnerable topic, and men don't like to talk about it. So we came up with this idea to pose in underwear. And because it's so vulnerable, why not do a vulnerable picture? And then be able to tag friends to do the same and try to get the awareness out that way. So yeah, if you want to see me in my underwear, go to at Peter Facinelli on Instagram, and you can be a part of the campaign and help spread awareness for a good cause.
I love it. Everyone, make sure you go and do that. And I'm mindful that we're coming up to the end of our time together, but it would be remiss of me not to ask you, have you noticed the resurgence of the Twilight pandemonium? Since Midnight Sun has been released, every second thing on my page is about Twilight. Are you finding that on yours as well?
You know, I'm fortunate. My Twilight fans are still showing up on my pages. So yeah, they've been asking me about it. I mean, Midnight Sun is kind of another view of the original Twilight. So I don't know how they would shoot that, or if they would shoot it. And if they did, I think we're all too old now, because vampires aren't supposed to age. Well, I'm trying to work on aging backwards. So if I can get after that, then maybe they'll let me play Carlisle again. I would do it in a heartbeat. I love that character.
Another quarantine hobby, How to Age Backwards by Peter Facinelli.
I can do that.
Exactly. And have you kept in touch with any of your co-stars for the time? It's been a while now, almost a decade.
Yeah, I mean, we talk to each other all the time in text. I mean, it's kind of like family, where like, this is a sign of good friendship though. Like maybe I don't see them or talk to them for months or maybe 6 months, but when we do, it's kind of like we just spoke to each other. Like, so it's just like family members that maybe you haven't seen in a while. And so like Ashley Green texted me yesterday. And I just spoke to Nikki Reed like a week ago. Actually, Nikki texted me today. Elizabeth Reeser I spoke to recently. Rob Pattinson I spoke to recently. Kellen I speak to. I did an FBI episode with him not too long ago. Jackson I reach out to sometimes on Instagram. So yeah, we all kind of, it's hard. We haven't come all together. I'd love to be able to like have us all on one family Zoom call, you know, Cullen family Zoom call to reunite. But
I'd love to join. If you're taking any plus ones, I will be open to it. I'm a very, very, very engaging dinner guest.
But I love them all. They'll always be like family to me.
That is so awesome to hear. I'm just, I feel like the sun's come out. My day has been made. So many good things happening at once. Listen, thank you so much for coming to chat with me.
I love Australian accents. I still haven't perfected mine, but I can say one word.
Give it to us.
Okay, so you say, somebody taught me this. You say rise up,
yeah,
and then lights. Rise up, lights.
Rise up, lights.
Rise up, lights. What do you shave with?
Razor blades.
Rise up, lights.
Look, there's honestly, there's something there, and it felt really, it felt familiar. I don't know where I heard it before, but it feels good. I feel like, you know, give yourself 3 more conversations with, you know.
I'm working on it. I'm still new at it, but I want to perfect that Australian accent so that I'm welcomed by the Australian community. So I hope you guys like me.
We like you so much. Listen, thank you so much for coming on. Have an amazing day. And for everyone else watching at home, make sure you stream The Vanished in November.